Once upon a time, in a cozy little town, lived a sweet and cheerful girl named Karen. Karen was an orphan, very poor, and her only shoes were a pair of rough, wooden clogs. They were clunky and uncomfortable, but she wore them bravely, her bright smile never fading. One day, the old shoemaker's wife saw Karen and felt sorry for her. She took scraps of red cloth and lovingly sewed a little pair of shoes for her. They weren't perfect, but to Karen, they were the most beautiful shoes in the world. She wore them everywhere, even to her mother's funeral, where they stood out against the somber black clothes. As fate would have it, a kind, wealthy old lady was passing by in her carriage. She saw the little girl in the bright red shoes and her heart went out to her. She spoke to the town priest and decided to adopt Karen, promising to give her a wonderful life. Karen was whisked away to a grand house filled with beautiful things. The old lady gave her lovely clothes, delicious food, and all the toys a child could dream of. But she looked at Karen's precious red shoes and declared them unfit. She had all of Karen's old things, including the red shoes, burned. Karen was sad to see them go, but she was grateful for her new life and tried to be a good girl. She was taught to read, to sew, and to be a proper young lady. She was happy, but she never forgot her little red shoes, a symbol of a time when something simple brought her immense joy. Years passed, and Karen grew into a lovely young woman. It was time for her confirmation, a very important day. The old lady took her to the finest shoemaker in the city to buy a special pair of shoes. In the shop window, shining under the light, was a pair of patent leather shoes, as red as a ripe cherry. Karen's heart skipped a beat. They were magnificent, far more beautiful than her old cloth shoes. She remembered the joy her first red shoes had brought her and felt an overwhelming desire to own this pair. The shoemaker mentioned they were actually made for a count's daughter but hadn't fit. They fit Karen perfectly. The old lady's eyesight was poor, so she didn't realize the shoes were bright red. She thought they were black, suitable for the church, and bought them for Karen. On the day of her confirmation, Karen couldn't resist. Instead of the simple black shoes she was supposed to wear, she put on the shiny red ones. As she walked to the church, everyone stared. The shoes seemed to glow, catching every ray of sunlight. Inside the church, Karen found it hard to focus on the sermon. Her mind was filled with thoughts of her beautiful shoes. She looked down at them, admiring how they shone, instead of listening to the holy words. As she left the church, an old soldier with a long red beard stood by the door. He looked at her shoes and said, "Oh, what beautiful dancing shoes!" He tapped the soles of her shoes with his hand. Something strange happened. Karen's feet began to twitch. She felt an uncontrollable urge to dance. She took a few steps, then a few more, and soon she was dancing out of the churchyard and down the street. She couldn't stop. The shoes were in control, leading her in a wild dance through the town. The coachman had to run after her, finally catching her and lifting her into the carriage. But her feet kept dancing, kicking the kind old lady. Back home, they struggled to pull the shoes off. They seemed stuck to her feet. The old lady became very ill, and Karen was meant to stay by her side and care for her. But that night, there was a grand ball in town. Karen looked at the red shoes, still sitting in her room. The urge to wear them, to dance just once more, was too strong to resist. She thought, "It's just for a little while. I'll be back before she even wakes up." She slipped on the shoes, and instantly, they took over. They danced her out of the house, down the street, and away from the town, under the starry night sky. She danced and danced, through fields and forests, day and night. She couldn't stop to rest or eat. The shoes carried her on, relentlessly. She danced past her old town and saw the funeral procession for the kind old lady. A great sadness filled her heart. She had abandoned the woman who had saved her, all for a pair of shoes. Karen felt deep regret. The shoes, once a source of joy and pride, were now a terrible curse. They were no longer beautiful to her. They were a symbol of her vanity and selfishness. She cried out, begging for the shoes to stop. but they kept on dancing. Exhausted and heartbroken, she danced towards the town executioner's house, which stood alone in the woods. She cried, "Please, help me. Cut off these cursed shoes, even if you must cut off my feet with them." The executioner saw her sorrow and her genuine repentance. He took his axe, and with a heavy heart, he did as she asked, freeing her from the terrible dance. He then carved her a pair of wooden feet and crutches, and taught her a psalm of repentance. Humbled and changed, Karen limped to the village church, but every time she approached, the red shoes would appear, dancing before the door, blocking her way. She realized she wasn't yet worthy of entering, so, instead, she went to the parsonage and begged for any kind of work. The parson's wife, seeing her humility, gave her a job as a maid. Karen worked hard, was always humble, and spent her evenings in her small room, praying and reflecting on her past mistakes. One Sunday, while the family was at church, Karen sat alone, reading her psalm book. The sound of the organ music drifted from the church to her little room. The music was so beautiful it filled her heart with peace. It felt as if the church itself had come to her. A ray of sunlight shone upon her, and her soul, filled with peace and gratitude, flew on that sunbeam up to heaven. No one there asked her about the red shoes. The moral of this story is about the importance of humility and gratitude. Karen's desire for the beautiful red shoes made her forget what was truly important: kindness, duty, and love for those who cared for her. True happiness doesn't come from beautiful clothes or fancy things. It comes from a good and caring heart. It is important to be thankful for what we have and to prioritize love and kindness over vanity. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed the story. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more tales. Good night and sweet dreams.